What's up guys, in this video I'm gonna show you a creative sampling trick that I like to use if I sometimes get stuck in a project. So are you ready? Let's jump straight into the project. Okay, so I have this small beat idea that I used in a previous YouTube video. Pretty vibey. So the trick is that I take the whole drop here and bounce it to audio. I've already done that. You know, the TV chef that has already prepared the ingredients and some of the dishes. So up here we have the drop. So basically what I want to do is that I want to chop up this sample here and actually just resample it, move it around, taking small bits here and there, and then I will actually treat them with some effects and try to add some background atmospheric sounds using the same sounds from the drop. What we do here in FL Studio is that we can just hit this button up here. Then we get an interface where we can go to region, select chop, and then time-based, and then we can go to complex and beat shuffle. So that means it's just chopping up in random bits that are timed. So now I have all of these elements here. And I think this is really great because now we can just go search for something really cool. One thing that I like to do is that I want to open the sampler and then I go to declicking mode and select generic, because then we don't have any clicks at the end of each chop. So that's just a good thing to make sure that you don't have these clicks. And this is like a basic trial and error thing. So you just have to go through and find some bits that you like. So let's just play it through. I think this one here. This one is actually pretty cool. So let's start with this one. So I'm just gonna drag this down here because then I have a little bit more like control. Let's see if we can find one more. This one is pretty cool. Okay, so I'm gonna stick with those two here. So what I will use these small chops for could be like something in between my sections. So it could be have this one play here, in between here, and then I have the other one here. And I think I'm gonna fade these a little bit. So in FL Studio 20 you can do this, where you have the fading handles here. So we have something like this. Okay, so what we're gonna do is that we're gonna send these to a mixer track. So what you see here is that I just press the track button here, then it's just auto assigned to an empty track. It can just save you a ton of time. Then we have channel 28 here. What I like to do firstly is that I want to add some filtering, because we just sampled the whole thing. So we also have the bass line, the kick drum. I don't want to have that much of this in it. So I'm just going to do this. And then reduce the highs. So we get like a more kind of underwater lo-fi kind of sound. And by underwater, we could actually just add a little bit of reverb. So I'm just gonna do a really, really short decay, but I'm gonna increase the size a lot. A little bit of low cut and high cut, and put down the dry and up with wet and early reflections. And we could actually separate this a little bit more for the stereo. We get something like this. And maybe we could also go and add decapitator for some distortion. I like to use the punish mode just to crank up the drive a lot. So let's see what I can do. I think I'm gonna have like a dark tone, put up the drive. Okay, maybe a little bit too much. Gonna crank down the wet. Yes, really nice. And maybe we could also go a little bit more crazy with some sound design. So go to RC20 and go and increase the wobble a little bit. I think I'm gonna turn off the distortion. Maybe we can add the digital just for some bit reduction. I'm gonna turn down the mix and up the smooth. And low cut, we can go to maybe up around 200 Hertz and reduce this to around 6,000. Gonna decrease the width a little bit. And we can pull in a little bit more of gain, because then we're gonna push the modules a little bit more and then reduce the output gain. So we have something like this. Pretty nice. Okay, so what we can actually try to listen to what this does in the mix. So now I'm just gonna try to mute this, so hear the difference. So it kind of like sucks you in the next section. It's actually a pretty cool effect. Let's hear the other one here. Pretty awesome actually. And this is what these like resampling techniques can do, because we just have everything and we can just mangle and tweak everything as a whole. And I think this is really great because it gets like that sampling kind of vibe to it. I'm just gonna decrease the volume a little bit. Okay, so now you get the ideas of this approach. We can actually use another one, the whole one here. Yes. We're gonna make this unique, because we're gonna tweak this a little bit differently. So I'm gonna click unique, make unique, and I'm gonna go here and I'm just gonna have this not on a channel. So what I like to do here is that I want to time stretch this one. So I'm basically gonna turn up the time. So let's see if we can double it. So put it up to maybe 24 here. And then we can actually try to play around with this multiplicator here. Put this to 200%. Now we might get something that sounds really awful on its own. Really slow. Okay, that's a start. So what we do is that we actually repeat what we did with the first chopping. So we go up here, select chop on the region, complex, and beat shuffle. And now we have a bunch of other chops. And now it's the same approach. We just go and see what we can find of cool bits. This one sounds like a computer, in my opinion. So I'm gonna grab this. Actually, I'm gonna put this on another channel here. What is this? Okay, these two are actually pretty cool as a small sequence thing. Maybe we can use them here. I think this is fine for now. So what we can do here is that we can, like we have this one. So we're gonna put this to a mixer track as well. I'm also gonna go grab an EQ and remove a lot of the, yes. And also the high end, because I just want this to have like an effect in the background. So what we can do is we can actually crank up the volume a little bit, so we can go into the sample and then we can go to the range and we can just increase the input gain. Because they are rather low in volume. Then we can go to the mixer track and we can go grab maybe like a delay actually. Put this to maybe. Sounds actually okay. Put down the width a little bit. Decrease the feedback and the cutoff of the feedback. I can hear there is like a small thing beginning at the end of this one, so I'm just gonna fade it out. Yes. Okay, this one is actually pretty cool. So what we can do for the delay to add a little bit more modulation is that we can go and use a plugin called Shaperbox. And I'm gonna use two of the components here. I'm gonna use the panning component. Basically, I'm gonna add some auto panning. Gonna add the rhythm 1, just a standard pattern. Put down the mix, and now it's just going from left to right in this pattern. And now the sound is traveling a little bit from left to right. In Shapebox, we're gonna add another component. We're gonna add a sidechain, because we added that delay and I don't want it to mess with the kick drum and the other rhythmic elements of the track. So it's just gonna be something in the background. So we just have something like this. I'm gonna decrease the mix because I don't want to have like 100% mix of this sidechain effect. I think I'm gonna add, let's say these two. I'm gonna use this one here, maybe here, and here. Then we have this one for the last section here. So let's have a listen, see how it sounds. Actually pretty awesome. I think I'm just gonna turn down the volume a little bit of these here. We can actually, it's the great thing about FL Studio is that you can go, the newer version, you can go into the individual clips and actually just decrease the volume on the clips. I think that's a pretty cool feature. So this is actually the technique that I wanted to show you in this video. And you can use this in like a lot of different ways. I just wanted to show you that you can take like a full sounding drop and actually chop it up and get some creative results out of it. And really also try to stretch out the sample, because it can give you some kind of artifacts to the sound. And that's basically what you can hear in like this other chop that we did down here, is that it's starting to introduce some digital noises, which are pretty cool and adds a lot of character. And it will be really, really difficult for me to create these sounds using the individual elements. So it's much easier to just bounce out stuff and just try to retweak it, resample it. So yeah, they are definitely adding some extra character and vibe to the track here in the background. So yeah, I really hope you liked the result and also the tips in this video. Okay guys, that was it for this video. I really hope you can use these resampling techniques. If you liked the video, it means so much to me if you smash that like button or even subscribe to the channel. And if you want to support me even further, you can go to my membership site and become a member. I have a lot of exclusive sample packs and preset packs, project files and so on that you can get access to. The link is in the description down below. You can also go check out some of my sample packs and preset packs that I have on my web shop. The link is also in the description down below. So I hope to see you in the next video. Take care. Peace.